Welcome back to Trash Man MMA, where we are gonna go over my immediate reaction to UFC Fight Night Machado Garry versus Prates, and man, what a fucking card! What a card! Damn, I shouldn't have cut so close into the video. Damn it, I'm acting like my shit's getting fucking monetized. Never mind. But what a great card it was! Amazing, so many finishes, so many great fights. And so many dumb decisions, but we'll go over that later. I'll probably make a separate video going more in depth into the Garry and Prates fight. I'll just go over it briefly in this one. So let's get right into it. Chelsea Chandler versus Leon Edwards. I missed. Hold on, let me bust out my notes because during this whole card, bro, I was being professional as fuck. I was writing down notes and shit to make it for my videos. But this fight, I didn't miss. I was watching it. Unlike most of you, I was actually watching it. But I actually missed it because my TV settings looked a little weird. So I like popped up a big old menu, and as soon as I popped up the menu, Jocelyn Edwards got a finish over Michael Chandler. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a Jocelyn Edwards win. Chelsea Chandler, I don't even know why she's ranked. I don't know who she beat to get ranked. I don't know when she got ranked. I don't know who the fuck. I don't know what she's done in the sport besides run. But yeah, I'm gonna sneeze. Leon Edwards beats Michael Chandler in the first. Pretty impressive. Onto the next fight. Timmy Kwamba versus Roberto Romero. Timmy Kwamba won. First round was dicey. First round was close. It was really close and competitive. Watch, let me pull up the actual stats. Wow. Close and competitive, my ass. Roberto Romero's dog walking him in the first, I guess. But actually, I don't know. Watching the fight live, it looked way more close than these numbers suggest. But second round, masterclass. Masterclass from Timmy Kwamba. The guy who hadn't had a win in the UFC up until this point absolutely dog walked Roberto Romero after that first round. It was insane. It just the fight it was like a light switched. Quick right hands from Timmy Kwamba. Literally just snapping Romero's head back over and over and over and over. I remember actually in the first, now that I think about it, I remember in the first, Romero Kwamba was like snapping Romero's head back with just like fucking jabs, just bam, 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 and it like fucking jerk Romero's head back. Romero does have a good chin though. He did eat a head kick, I believe, in the first and second. But you don't eat those jumping knees, my boy. Sorry about that, my boy. I forgot to mention the lead in elbows from Timmy Kwamba. Ooh, if there's one strike I love to see in the UFC, it's lead elbows. Bro, there's nothing better than watching a fighter successfully pull off a lead elbow and like cut open his opponent. There's literally, in my opinion, there's nothing better than that. That's so satisfying to see. It is such a nasty move. I love seeing elbows being utilized. I feel like they're not utilized enough. And so when I see a fighter actually use them, man, hey, I get excited. That shit is fucking hard. Timmy Kwamba, though, gets his first win in the UFC over Roberto Romero, who is now on his second loss. His first loss he took on 4 days' notice against David fucking Onama, and then David Onama does a fucking he doesn't do a master class on Giga Chikadze. He kind of just wet blanks at some, to be honest, but we'll get to that later in the card. But Timmy Kwamba looked real good. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him, though, honestly, because this is his third fight and his first win. So 1 and 2, man, I've seen fighters get cut for doing a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, what's this? Split decision, unanimous decision? I don't know, man. I don't know. I could see them cutting him. Don't be surprised if in a few days we see on Twitter, UFC roster watch, that boy get cut. You know? But great performance. Hopefully he gets a bonus. Hopefully everybody who gets a finish got a bonus. Because, man, this was a good card. There was a good amount of finishes. There were some stink fests, right? We went on a 4-fight finish streak, and then we went on a 4-fight decision streak. Man, those 4 fights dragged. Hold on. All right. My bad. But no, let me get into this motherfucking video, bro. Those 4 fights dragged. What was it? It was Blackshear on Ala Tengheli, although that one was good. Gutierrez versus Castaneda. Boring. Who the fuck wants to see a Gutierrez win? Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. But Timmy Kwamba versus Roberto Romero. Man, it was good. Good finish from Timmy Kwamba. I did not see it coming. I thought Roberto Romero, seeing as he took fucking David Onama on 4 fight days notice, I thought he'd be able to up a weight class, mind you, up a weight class. I thought he would be able to take fucking goofy ass Timmy Kwamba. I guess not. Jacqueline Amorim over onto the next. Jacqueline Amorim versus Poliana Viana. Yeah, Poliana Viana. It might be the only Brazilian with no jiu-jitsu whatsoever. It's actually impressive how just like easily she gets taken down. She has absolutely like her hammer fists is literally like somebody tied marshmallows onto strings, and those are her arms. Those are her arms and fists. Getting hammer fisted by Poliana Viana is probably like laying your head down on a pillow. The weakest ground and pound I've ever seen in my entire life. Amorim, she's a boring grappler, to be honest. I'm not impressed with your performance. Significant strikes 6-0, takedowns 2-0, total strikes 29-23. Yeah, I don't know. Good job for Poliana Viana for holding onto that or holding in for as long as she could. That was impressive. But yeah, Jacqueline Amorim gets it done with a second round rear naked choke. Pereira is fucking laughing to the bank right now. Maybe you give Jacqueline Amorim Angela Hill next. What the fuck is she doing, you know? So I don't know. Give her Angela Hill or somebody like that next. I don't give a fuck. My go. My go. Why'd they do that to my go? On to the next. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cameron Simon. Man, dude. Oh, man. Dude, the brutal knockout from Wellmaker, man. If y'all saw it, y'all saw it. Simon's body literally dropped like a log. It's like in Naruto when they do a substitute jutsu and like a log just takes their place. But it was literally like that. Cameron Simon did a substitute jutsu mid octagon and he left. I don't know whose body that was on the ground, but he left. That wasn't Cameron Simon. That was a doppelganger. That was somebody else. Face paint, whatever, you know. That wasn't Cameron Simon. Cameron Simon didn't actually lose, opposed to what you might see on the fucking record books, but that was actually just a fucking log painted to look like Cameron Simon, because the way he dropped, man, oh man, you just seen that coming though. If you were really paying attention to the fight, you seen that coming. Simon overextends so much aggressively, like anytime he goes to exchange or just like be aggressive, he leaves himself so open. He'll like throw, and his body mass will be like over his feet, so he can't catch himself. And I seen it happen. What was this in the first? Yeah, I seen it happen in the first minute or so. Same kind of scenario. Cameron Simon threw something. It was similar to the finishing. Maybe he threw a right. I believe he threw a right. I can't remember what it was, but he threw the same combination or same single shot, overextended. Wellmaker kind of just leaned back and out the way with his right hand to his jaw, and I feel like that's when he took note, because as soon as the next time Cameron Simon did that, just lazy. Well, I can't remember exactly what it was. I want to say it was a. I want to say it was a lead right hand jab with his left hand cocked back to his chest, as Wellmaker had was in southpaw and just cocked that right hook right on the chin of Simon. Right on the chin. Nowhere else. Perfect placement from Wellmaker. Sends Simon down immediately. Eyes rolled back to the back of his head. He drops like a sack of potatoes. One follow-up shot. That might be Simon's career in the UFC. But I'm not going to say Wellmaker is a world beater or anything. But I do believe Simon is too young. Uh, he's too young. Not too young. Oh, what I'm trying to say is he's only 24. He's only 24 in the UFC, but what is he like now? He's like 2-3. I want to say that's his record in the UFC. He's 2-3. Uh, 3 losses back to back to back. Once against Christian Rodriguez and Payne Talbot, of course. Now Malcolm Wellmaker. Man, Malcolm Wellmaker just puts on a show, puts on an absolute show. Both been out for an extremely long time, so I don't want to really say ring rust for Cameron Simon, but he was coming off of an injury. Maybe Wellmaker was too, but I know Simon was coming off of an injury. That's why he took so long after the Payne Talbot loss. Probably just to get his mental right as well after a hard loss like that. But man, I really hope we keep Simon around. But I mean, this was a Dana White Contender Series guy, like who are we gonna give him next? You know what I'm saying? Like what are we gonna give Cameron Simon next? I just don't. Maybe a Raul Rosas Jr. Maybe, who knows? Maybe, and if he loses that, then you give him a send off. But man, what a brutal loss for Cameron Simon. On to the next though. Oh, hold on. One more thing for Cameron Simon. Wellmaker looked real calm and composed. Oh, the speed difference of Wellmaker as well. The speed. He was so fast. He's so quick. You just seen the different speed in the body kicks specifically. Wellmaker would throw a nice body kick and Simon will return with one. But Simon looks so slow and just labored. Whereas Wellmaker was like, yes. I like my sound effects. But I was starting to think maybe the difference is is there no small training partners for Simon in South Africa? Because, man, he just looks slow. Gotta drink some water. Stay hydrated. But yeah, maybe Raul Rosas Jr. next for Simon. Or for Wellmaker. Who knows? Man, I hope I turned the audio on. Fuck, if I have to record this video twice, I'd be so mad. I feel like I'm doing a good job this video. On to the next. Damon Blackshear versus Ala Tengheli. This is one of the only decisions that I didn't mind. I love Blackshear in this. He reminded me, bro, no glaze. He reminded me from the guy from Ipo, the flicker jab motherfucker from Ipo. If y'all know, y'all know. His fucking jab was crazy out there, but there was like a fucking 5-inch difference in height and reach. One thing about Blackshear, quick guard reload. I feel like he learned from that. I forgot who knocked him out, but yeah, every time he'd launch, he always did a great job at covering right back up, putting his hands right where they need to be, covering up any shots from Ala Tengheli, whether it be a left hook, right hook, high kick, anything. It was all blocked. Long ass arms from Damon Blackshear. Although he does look easily overpowered. Maybe if Alatong threw overhands earlier in the fight, maybe he would have did a better job, or maybe he would have caught Blackshear. But Heli overhand merchant. Hey, bro, threw like fucking 5 overhands in the final 10 seconds. It's crazy. Look at the significant strike difference 125 to 61. Wicked. Double this shit. Uh, Good decision. Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. Here are my notes. Here are my notes. Deadass. I took 3 notes. Castaneda dropped in the first. Don't care. Didn't watch. Took a shit. Now, if that doesn't show you my opinions on this fight, I don't know what does. On to the next. Evan Elder versus Gage Young. Uh, Evan Elder was just always a step ahead. That was the story of the fight. I rated Gage Young going to a decision with Quinlan Salkeed, but now I'm realizing, wait, who did Quinlan Salkeed beat? Oh, right, he beat Mr. 7-Eleven worker. So maybe we don't rate a decision with Quinlan Salkeed highly yet. But at the same time, who had Evan Elder beat? But I guess he only is like 25, I believe. Uh, Elder, I took a lot of notes on this. I'll go through my notes real quick. Elder will kick flush on Gage Young. He was breathing heavy as fuck at the end of the first. Evan Elder was like, if you go back to the end of the first, he's like, I was like, wow. Gage Young had a real wide stance, super wide. Like I know fucking karate style fighters have like wide stances, but damn, bro. Bro looked like he was getting ready to do a sumo squat. Or a sumo. What do you call it? Not a sumo squat. A sumo deadlift? Is that what you call them? Uh. Oh, yeah. The wide stance of Gage Young is what allowed Evan Elder to just launch off those low kicks and like just completely spin him around. So that was good. Good, I guess, game plan from Evan Elder. Uh, no like footwork or cage control or anything from or just ring generalship from Gage Young. Very inexperienced that he just kind of let Elder get back to the center of the ring and did nothing about it. Young tried to double up on jabs, but he wasn't really landing anything. He might land 1 out of 3 that he threw, but it was just Elder backing up, doing a good job at backing up, and still piecing up Young from on the back foot. Uh, he would also explode forward, and that's when he would use his signature fucking left hook, then body kick. Man, that was money throughout the entire first and second round. Just that left hook, body kick, left hook, body kick, left hook, body kick. It was landing every single time, and it was honestly very fucking beautiful to watch, dude. This shit was awesome. But let's go to our 4th decision in a row. Uh, Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. Yeah, very close. Very close. Dan Merguliata kind of retarded. This was his second time. Who did he do it in the first place? I think he did it against Jacqueline Amorim versus Poliana Viana, where he stepped in early before the bell rang and he stopped it. He tried to do the same thing here, but Matt Schnell was wise enough to understand that the bell hadn't sounded yet, so he didn't really fucking listen to him. But Schnell was kind of throwing. I believe he could have gotten him out in the second or third. I forgot when it was. It might have been the third. Where Jimmy Flicks was just fucking Anthony Smith maxing. He was just in the fetal position. Matt Schnell, like somebody else on this card, showed no urgency, no hammer fist, completely idle. Just said, nah, I don't want to finish this fight. It's whatever. No ground and pound, just like Poliana Viana. Terrible ground and pound when he threw it. Flick was completely gassed in the 3rd round. It was just like, Matt Schnell, what are we doing? He got the win, but bro, you could have got a finish, and you could have that would have been obviously a win is good for your career, but a finish would have been leagues better. Taking Jimmy Flick to a fucking decision, bro. Like, come on, gang, do better. I expect better. Matt Schnell, no urgency, no hammer fists. Literally just watched Jimmy Flick go into the fetal position and didn't punish him whatsoever for it. Fighters need to work on their ground and pound. It's awful. They just completely shell up. Like, you have a person submitting to you on their hands and knees in front of you, and you just don't throw anything. It's wicked. I get it. There were some tricky positions. There were a lot of good scrambles, a lot of reversals, a lot of sub attempts as well, a lot of guillotine attempts from Match Now. There was a few really close rear naked attempt chokes from Jimmy Flick, real close. A few good. I believe there's an arm triangle at one point that he was threatening. Uh, Man, it was a good fight. It was good scrambles. And honestly, like it was a pretty good fight. But I don't know. Just Match Now showing no urgency. No, I'll be fine. Thank you.
You don't need a sandwich?
No, I'll be fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Hope y'all didn't hear that. I'm not cutting that out. But yeah, how good is Steve Erceg? How high how much can we rate a Match Now win? You know, like where does this put Steve Erceg? Because this is Steve Erceg's best win. I get it, Match Now did win, but like, you know what I'm saying? I just second guessing my love for Steve Erceg here now. Uh, oh yeah, Schnell can't finish a locked in rear naked choke. Wicked. One more thing I want to mention this fight. Schnell has a constant just like corpse face. Like he's on the ground and he's throwing strikes, and he just has like that glazed eye look. You know, just like gray in the eyes. Mouth is just like slightly like ajar. Just he looks unconscious 24/7. I thought that was completely funny. Um, but onto the main card of Ikram Alaskera versus Andre Muniz. Uh, Ikram Alaskera versus Andre Muniz. Um, oh, yeah, sorry, I just kind of got thrown out. Alaskarov, I'm not impressed with your performance. Not one bit. I don't rate a KO win over Andre Muniz, especially in the way that Ikram got it done. Ikram, I don't know what was up with Ikram. I don't know what happened, and I don't know what he's been on, but bro came into this fight fat, flat-footed, fat again, unset up head kicks and combos, just willy-nilly throwing shit out there. Goofy goober, just like left hook, right hook, like fucking, I don't know, WMMA type striking out there. Lazily thrown shots. Muniz didn't look that good either. Both look terrible. Muniz has a terrible chin, although Ikram Alaskarov also has bricks for hands. But I'm not gonna say a knockout win over a guy who almost all of his losses come by knockout. I'm not gonna necessarily say you have bricks for hands, but I mean in the past Alaskarov has shown that he has pretty strong hands. But I mean Ikram, cool dude. He seems chill, real humble. Knows his place. Not calling for anything crazy. He's very humble. He's like, hey, thank you for my big chance against Robert Whitaker. If you just give me one more chance, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, real humble dude. Seems really chill. Even after the Robert Whitaker loss, bro was at like the airport with like fucking bandage over his eye. Seemed real chill and real humble. So cool dude. But I don't know, this fight I wasn't impressed with his performance whatsoever. Like I said, flat-footed, very fat. In comparison to Andre Muniz, who was fucking shredded, bro. Fucking, what's that? What's that boy been up to? What kind of sauce he been putting in his food? If you know what I'm saying. On to the next though, Randy Brown versus Nicholas Dalby. Like I said, this would be a fight for Randy Brown to really show how deep his tool bag is. Really utilize his all his striking, put on a masterclass performance, and I believe that's what he did. Even though he got dropped, even though it looked like they never showed the replay, so I don't know if Nicholas Dalby actually got a knockdown on Randy Brown. It looked like Randy Brown kind of slipped. Yeah, maybe there's a shot landed from Nicholas Dalby, but it looked mainly like a slip. But I wouldn't know because they never fucking replayed it. So I'm not gonna rewatch this fight, bro. It's 10 fucking o'clock. What else? Oh, slick striking from Brown. That right hand that completely shattered Dalby's nose was disgusting, dude. I seen it immediately. Pointed it out immediately. It was brutal. Man, Randy Brown's striking is nice when he has the range. We'll get into it in a moment, but good head movement from Brown as well. I know he got caught and I guess dropped at one point, but other than that, when Nicholas W would send out jabs, Brown did a very good job at seeing them coming and slipping them pretty consistently. Uh, I would like to see more urgency from Brown though. After you see your opponent's stalemate and kind of like start touching at their face, like you see, like you're staring at this man directly in his soul. You know, I feel like you should be able to notice when he comes in with a perfectly fine nose, and then you see that his nose is completely shattered. I feel like you should be able to see that, and maybe you just get lost in the moment. But I feel like you'd be able to pick up on that cue and just show just more urgency to get a finish. But like I said, he should have pressured after the right hook, broke his nose. Man, I want to say this though. Randy Brown looks really bad in the pocket. Really bad in the pocket. He does, like, he looks like he's used to being a rangy fighter, and I get it, that's his bread and butter, but when he was trying to slug with Nicholas Dalby, I was fucking covering my head and covering my eyes because I was like, bro, please go back to being rangy because you are not looking good right now. So there were some times where Dalby was able to land some big old nasty shots on Brown in the second, and yeah, I wasn't too impressed with his performance in the pocket, but Wagwan, brother, we get the brutal KO in the second, brother. Somebody bust out their jerk chicken and jollof rice or whatever this boy eat. You know what I'm saying? We throwing a party tonight. Uh, One of the nastiest KOs so far. Uh, Absolutely disgusting. I'll make an Instagram channel soon, and I'll be like posting like a whole bunch of brutal finishes that I can get. But man, Randy Brown, what a performance! What a showcase to show his striking. Give this boy a ranking. Like, I know he just lost to Brian Battle, but he didn't fucking lose that fight, bro. Give Randy Brown a fucking ranking. Uh, Dude is what, 9-1 in his last 10? Is that true? Nah. No way. No way. 9-1 in his last 10. Is that a real stat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-1. 8-2 in his last 10 if you want to count the Brian Battle loss, but holy shit. Give this guy a ranking, bro. Why is he a freaking undercard merchant, you know? Put that boy on a fucking pay-per-view. Man, that was a great performance from Randy Brown. Nasty KO over Nicholas Dalby, who's never been finished in his entire career. Yeah, what a performance. On to the next. Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. I don't have much to say about this fight. Battle of the low fuel tanks. Pereira, terrible game plan. Literally just went in there, and the game plan was to lose all 3 rounds. Although he does have a better gas tank than Magomedov. Magomedov was seriously gassed in the third. Magomedov was able to hurt him in every single round. It looked like just completely stumble and wobble. Pereira, hold on. To whoever said bless you, thank you. But yeah, Magomedov should have applied more pressure if he was just gonna gas like that. Anyways, the worst gas tank in the fucking UFC, bro. I don't know how you simply just cannot fight 15 rounds. Dead ass. I think I could fight 15 rounds better than Magomed or Abus Magomedov, and I feel like 99% of us could. Terrible gas tank from Abus. Should have applied more pressure when he hurt Pereira on multiple occasions. Like, I don't know. Bro just refused to do anything. Up by 5 strikes in total. Yeah, whatever. I guess you could have. I mean, Pereira was up on strikes, but if you actually watch the fight, you could see a boost. Oh yeah, I thought Pereira won the second. I know people are saying, "Oh, he needs to do more." I don't know. I thought Pereira won the second. I thought Abus won the first and the third. But it was close. I guess not really. It wasn't really close, but Abus gets it done. Giga Chikadze versus David Onama in the. Damn, did I already go through all the fights? Shit. Uh, Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. Uh, I'm upset. 50,000 on my niggas disrespect. So offended that I had to double check. Something like that. Onama wet blanket in the second and third. I believe it was the second and third or first and third, whatever. Um, Barely any damage in the second from Onama. I believe it was in the second. I don't know. I'm just unimpressed with his performance. Giga Chikadze just also didn't look too well. Uh, how good? How good is Roberto Romero? How good is Roberto Romero? Fuck out of here, bro. I don't know. This performance just pissed me off. Giga Chikadze, I thought there's like an argument for him to win like the second round. As he didn't do anything. Ornelma didn't really do anything until like the final like 30 seconds, minute left. Then that's when he really put pressure. But I don't know. Good job from Giga Chikadze. I'm impressed. But what the fuck? No, I'm not. Good job from David Onama. I'm not impressed. On to the next. The death of Anthony Smith. We all knew it was coming. Versus Ming Yang Zhang. Ming Yang Zhang, Minecraft man gets it done in the first again. Look at that blockhead. The fucking mountain tiger gets it done. 76 total strikes to Anthony Smith's 11. 63 significant strikes to Anthony Smith's 10. Um, Anthony Smith was holding his own. He was throwing some nice, elbows after he would get elbowed 5 times on his fucking chrome dome. He would throw one elbow back, land. But yeah, Ming Yang Zhang, I mean, what can I say? Anthony Smith, glorified his last fight against a dangerous contender, and the dangerous contender did what he was supposed to do. He gave him a warrior send off 100%. I can 100% respect Ming Yang Zhang for that, for not saying, "Oh, it's his last fight. I'm gonna take it easy on him." No, like actually trying to fucking kill him. I appreciate that. I feel like Anthony Smith will appreciate that as well, even though he did. He is on the receiving end of an ass whooping, but typical Anthony Smith fight, ends up in fetal position. I seen a meme from Tony Has Died where it was like, it's kind of heartwarming to see Anthony Smith in the fetal position one more time. It was really heartwarming to see. It was really nice. It really felt like his story came full circle. Came into the UFC as a fetus and went out in the fetal position. It was very nice. Oh, again, lead elbows from Min Yang Zhang. Lead elbows, love to see him. That's what busted open Anthony Smith's head. Elbow after elbow after elbow after elbow after elbow. Nasty cut on the top of Anthony Smith's dome, right about where my cursor is pointing at. Yeah, gave Anthony Smith a warrior send off. Very, Anthony Smith looked okay. I really wanted to see him make it to the second, but hey, that was a fairy tale. That was a fairy tale. Yeah. Great fight. Great lead elbows. Great lead elbows from Ming Yang Zhang. This guy's a problem. Who? I'm gonna go to the rankings real quick. Actually, matchmake Ming Yang Zhang with some, because Ming Yang Zhang should be the 15th now. Give him a. Ooh, if they want to be real mean, they'll give him a Johnny Walker. If they want to be real mean to Johnny Walker, they'll give him a Ming Yang Zhang. But fuck, dude, honestly, give Ming Yang Zhang that like crazy treatment. Give him like a fucking. We don't need to see him beat a Azmat Mirzakhanov. We don't need to see him go against an Alonzo Minifield. Johnny Walker. We don't need to see this. Nikita Krylov even. We don't need to see that. Maybe a Volkan Oezdemir, Give him a Volkan Oezdemir next. Why not? Uh, I don't care. He's like, oh, dude, he has to go through the pecking order. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Uh, Dude's been a fucking beast. Why do you guys want to see him fucking fight Alonzo Minifield so bad? So let's give him a bump up in competition in number 9, Volkan Oezdemir. Why not? And then on to the main event, which y'all are here for. Ian Machado Garry versus Carlos Prates. Ian Machado Garry beats Carlos Prates 4-1 on my scorecard. Won the first, second, third, and fourth. Carlos Prates could have won the fight in the fifth. He won the fifth, and he also could have won the fight in the fifth if he just applied some pressure. Let's go in order, though. Prates not throwing in round 1. He was like downloading info, is what I was telling myself. There were some good head kicks from Ian, but Prates, the story in round 1, 2, 3, and 4 was Prates not throwing anything. Literally just kind of watching Ian Garry throw and watching the fight get away from him. Ian doing a good job with throwing head kicks, good jabs, straight rights from Garry all day long. Good head movement at times from Prates, but a lot of the time Garry was just hitting right on chin. Nasty uppercuts, and just nasty striking overall, bro. Like, he was quicker. Dude, he's 2 inches taller than Prates, and he was thicker as well. I don't know how big Garry gets, but he must be a big welterweight. Bro is 6'3". 6'3", and he's that thick. That boy must cut a lot of weight. Because Prates is no slouch, bro. Prates is 6'1". And just look at the size difference. It was insane. It was immense. It was insane. You could see just the toneness, the thickness and muscle and just weight that each carry. Like Prates said himself, he only used to cut like 8 pounds to get to welterweight. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if Garry's cutting 30, I think Prates got to 190, or maybe he got to 199 himself, but whatever Carlos Prates is cutting, Ian Garry's cutting like 15 more pounds. I can guarantee you that. Garry's a huge dude. Fast too, man. Fast. Good Ian lateral movement. Never stood still in one place. No low kicks from Prates. Ian was kind of stalling on the fence in like the first, like that. In some rounds, every time he'd engage in a clinch, he'd mainly be stalling. But yeah, name of the game was movement from Garry. Carlos not doing anything. I guess I won't make a follow-up video. I'll just do everything here. Prates was gaining momentum at the end of the fourth. You've seen it a little bit. I was going to say like he was low-key breaking him, but not really. He was just gaining a momentum of his own. Had Garry on the run just a little bit more, and I guess that's the round that the additional round the judges would have gave him. Because honestly, I don't know what round you give Prates. You can't even give him the fourth. You can't even give him the fourth. You can only give him the fifth. But yeah, name of the game, movement from Garry. Movement, speed, lateral movement, and just the basics. The basics. Jabs, straight rights, throw some head kicks up in there. Like real simple shit. Straight, like just jabs, straight rights, and head kicks. And lateral movement. Is all it took to beat Carlos Prates. Obviously, that takedown threat was there, but fuck takedown threat. I mean, the MMA fight, you're going to always have to worry about the takedown threat. It doesn't matter. I feel like Carlos Prates should have engaged in the grappling a lot more. He was saying, well, I trained 15 years in BJJ, and he only trained 3 with Damian Maia. Like, come on, bro. You are not going to beat me on the ground. Like, I 15 years in BJJ, black belt. Hyping up his black belt. Bro did nothing. Bro did nothing with the black belt. Absolutely nothing. we get into the 5th round, bro. I don't know what hurts Garry. I don't. But all I can tell you is Prates was 3 strikes away from winning this fight in the 5th. He was 3 hammer fists away from winning this fight. No, he might got rocks for brains. He might have little tiny pebble rocks for brains. No ground and pound. He completely threw away a win in the 5th, bro. No ground and pound. There was no urgency to finish Garry. Garry was literally done on the ground in fetal position himself, sniffing the canvas. Carlos Prates was looking at Garry. This win presented itself on a silver platter at the end of the 5th round, and Prates threw it away. He's seen it, and he's seen it go. He's seen it come, and he's let it go. I was so disappointed when I seen that, man. I was screaming, urgency. Where's the urgency? Ground and pound. Ground and pound. Nothing. There was nothing. Absolutely nothing. No urgency, no nothing whatsoever from Prates. And I don't know. I was just extremely let down by that. He's dumb. Bricks for brains. Literal bricks from brains. Bro is completely gassed to even throw ground and pound. Who knew smoking cigarettes would absolutely kill your gas tank, you know? Bro was actually caught by Chris Gutierrez smoking a cigarette the day before the fight. Bro, what happened to being an athlete? But yeah, Garry, 4-1 Prates. 4-1 Prates. Did a great job at shutting Prates' offense down. Made him go completely on the defense. What does this say? Danger? Is this new? I've never seen this before. Maybe I've just never paid attention, but I don't know. Let down. My pick of Prates was wrong. I thought he'd be more dangerous. To be fair, when Prates landed, Garry felt that. Garry knew that. Like, you could see in the reactions. Like, Prates did it. Garry did a good job at landing uppercuts, though. Uppercuts, right hands, jabs. I mean, that was just all day for, like, money all day. Completely shut down Prates. Completely shut down Prates. Even if Prates would have gotten the ground and pound finish in the 5th, I mean, this would have been seen as damn near a loss because we would have all seen Prates get his ass whooped for damn near the entire fight. Damn near for 24 minutes, like 23 minutes. Like, we've seen Ian Garry just win. And this is the last minute where we seen a sliver of success from Prates that he threw away. Was so disappointing. So disappointing. For Garry, no, bro, you're not getting a title shot. I don't know if what he said was true or if he's just like, speaking it into existence type shit, but you're not being the backup. You beat number 13 Carlos Prates. Where's Garry? You get a Leon next, bro. You get a Leon, deadass. You get a Leon or a Shavkat next. Like, Max, you're getting a Leon. Good fight, though. Great card, great finishes, great fights. Prates let me down as he let a lot of us down by not being urgent enough in that 5th to get us rid of the cuck, man. Having Carlos Prates at the top of the division would have been amazing. But fuck, he threw it away. Great fights, though. That's all I really have to say on the card. I'll probably make a video talking about Holloway Poirier, Kamaru Usman versus Tyler the Destroyer. I'll probably make a video about that later. Bro, I completely forgot I had this picture pulled up. That is wicked. But that was a great card. Great card. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Until the next time, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new. And I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you. Have a nice night.